other game that jumped out to me that I felt like was a fun matchup was watching Kyler Murray do what he does best. And Jimmy, so I have the question for you, and I'm curious to your thoughts on this.
Okay. So
Kyler has rushed for over 150 yards over the past 2 games total, and he's got he has 158 yards rushing, and he's got 3 touchdowns, which he's the first quarterback to ever do that in the first 2 weeks of a season.
Mm-hmm.
And funny note is that you can make up any stats you want to for the first 2 games of a season from anybody, but he does lead his team in rushing and in rushing touchdowns while throwing 2 touchdowns and 2 picks while passing for 516 yards. I mean, he threw for like 200 yards his rookie year while rushing for almost 1,000 yards at quarterback, which is crazy how we did not pay attention to that. So my question to you is he the next Russell Wilson?
No, he is not the next Russell Wilson. I know that's, in a sense that can be a fair comparison to make because, each of them, really is a pass first before they run quarterback. Each one of them is very smart. Each one of them has a background in baseball. They know when to get down. And, each one has this certain sort of air of maturity to them. So I think that's a fair comparison to make. It's the easiest comparison to make, but to me, it's not the best comparison to make. So if we take this outside of quarterbacks to compare him to, I think that who he compares the most to, at least in terms of how he runs, actually is Barry Sanders. Yes, because when you think about it, small guy, very shifty, very fast, and you can never, ever get a clean shot on him. So he's like Barry Sanders with an arm. Now, I'm not saying that he's as great as Barry was because to me, Barry's the GOAT of running backs. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying in terms of his running style, in terms of what I see in him, I see more Barry than I see Russ. I see more Barry than I see Lamar Jackson. I see more Barry than I see Michael Vick. So just in terms of the eye test, visually what I see more Barry than anything else. So that's who I would compare him to.
So I'm going to stick to my comparisons.
Okay.
Of him to Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson rushed for in a maximum. So I was incorrect. Kyler ran for 500 yards, but in Russell Wilson's most rushable season,
yes,
he ran for 849 yards while throwing for 4,000 yards.
Wow.
Kyler threw for 3,700 yards and 500 yards rushing last year as a rook. That is 100% Russell Wilson numbers. Like comparable, they're right there. Like so, Russell Wilson's rookie year, 3,100 yards passing, 489 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
Like and I get the shifty portion of it. You're right. He's kind of shifty like him.
That's not all.
Like a Barry.
Yeah.
And he's Barry with an arm, but he looks like Russ.
Add this to it. Very quiet, reserved, low maintenance personality. When I was growing up, and I would watch Lions games with my dad, one of the things he would point out to me is that whenever Barry scored, he would give the ball to the referee. And that's what he taught me to do, to not gloat, to not celebrate, whatever. That's what he taught me. So yesterday, watching Kyler Murray score a touchdown, he did essentially the exact same thing. It's like he expected to score. It's like it didn't faze him at all. So even with the personality in terms of how it's expressed through whether or not or how they celebrate whenever they score a touchdown, I see Barry in that too. Which is not to say that Russ doesn't do that, or if you don't do that, it's wrong. I'm not saying that at all. But the more I think about it, these Barry Sanders comparisons in terms of how he runs, but they're very similar.
He runs just like Russell Wilson, and he's just not Captain Cliche yet, which he hasn't really done very many interviews because we don't care about the Arizona Cardinals yet. We're starting to care.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, he had a quiet 3,700 passing and 500 rushing. We didn't really think about him as a rookie last year for some weird reason, but it was also a weird season because of the way that Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson is. Honestly, he can start being those conversations up there with them. He's getting there.
He's going to get there. He's going to get there.
He's getting there, and I think he's going to get there.
He's not there yet. He's going to get there.
No. I'm not saying he's there yet, but I think he's getting there, and I think he's going to be there a lot faster than we expect. I think he's going to be up there, not as fast as Lamar, because Lamar is, third year in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I think by his fourth year, we'll be talking with him with those three as well as Deshaun Watson as the future.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, he's faster. He's faster than Russell Wilson. He cuts faster than Russell Wilson. He's harder to get to than Russell Wilson because comparing the two, he actually does look much smaller than Russell Wilson does. And I know that was a knock on him coming out of college was how small he was. College even smaller than that. You can tell just by watching the games and looking at them. So he's even more Barry's size than Russell Wilson's size.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah. I'll tell you, keep watching him. You're going to start to see shades of Barry as you watch him. So just imagine that, Barry with a cannon. Barry throws a beautiful, perfect spiral. That's Kyler Murray.
Okay. Good point.